Wedge. Merlin Strait. The originally calm sea was suddenly covered with clouds and thunder and lightning. A luxury cruise ship ran out of control and hit a reef on the seabed. After hitting the reef, it still failed to slow down and stop. There were waves of screams from people on the cruise ship. On the deck, there were shouts, cries for help, curses. All kinds of sounds were chaotic, and the crowd was shaking. Quick, run away. The ship is going to sink and explode. Run for your life. Run away. Suddenly, a young man appeared on the deck. Under the reflection of the firelight, half of the man's face was resolute and impeccable, with a high bridge of nose, thin lips, and sword-like eyebrows that slanted into a few strands of black hair under the temples. A voice came from the firelight. Xiao Chen, hurry up. Jump into the sea. Second brother, no. It's too late. Jump. Mu Yichen listened to the man's voice and jumped into the sea without looking back. The moment his body took off, there was a boom and a deafening explosion. Behind him, the cruise ship exploded instantly. Flames shot into the sky. Smoke filled the air, and the entire ocean was stained with bright red blood. Chapter 1, he wants to inspect the goods. For years later, Minglong University, in the female dormitory building. Yadong, congratulations on being the host of this school anniversary party again. Roommate A congratulated, with uncontrollable envy in his voice. Roommate B was also happy for Xia Yadong and said excitedly, I heard that Senior Jiangming will also serve as the host of the school anniversary party this time. Beauty Xia, it seems that this time will be the most perfect golden boy and girl combination in the history of the school. Senior Jiangming, oh my god, my male idol actually agreed to be the host this time. Xia Xiaobai, you have to get a few more signatures for me. Roommate C looked like a nymphomaniac. At this time, a girl with dark brown curly hair as beautiful as seaweed and a sexy red dress pushed the door in. She was Su Mingxue, one of the two school beauties of Minglong together with Xia Yadong. Yadong, congratulations to you. On the way back, I just heard that the school selected you to host the school anniversary party, and also Senior Jiangming. It seems that he agreed to be the host of this school anniversary party because of you. Because of me? But I don't know him. The heroine was a little confused. Su Mingxue pretended to be envious. It doesn't matter if I don't know you. Your reputation as the campus beauty of Xia University is well known in the school. Unlike me, even if I took the initiative to ask Senior Jiangming for help, he never agreed. Xia Yadong was a little surprised. Senior Jiangming is a popular schoolboy in Minglong. He has excellent grades and won numerous awards. He has represented the school in many international competitions and achieved considerable results. In general, Senior Jiangming is the dream lover of all the girls in Minglong University. The words jade tree, elegance, and erudition can almost be said to be tailor-made for Senior Jiangming. Once upon a time, she also admired Senior Jiangming for a while, but she knew how to put away her little emotions. Gradually, as time went by, she paid less attention to Senior Jiangming and more respected him. Is it really because of her that Senior Jiangming agreed to be the host of the school anniversary party this time? As a 19-year-old girl, Xia Yadong couldn't help but have a hint of hope in her heart, but she quickly cut off her fantasy. No matter what the reason was after tonight, she no longer had the qualifications to fantasize about this. At this moment, the mobile phone on Xia Yadong's desk suddenly flashed. She quickly picked up her phone, took a look at it, and said to her roommate, I'm going to take a call. After a while, I saw her coming back with a somewhat depressed expression and said to a few girls, I want to go out now. Su Mingxue asked in confusion, Yadong, where are you going? It's going to be gate time soon. I have something going on at home. I will go to the dormitory aunt to explain the situation later. Xia Yadong replied, quickly changing into a sky blue dress and walking out. On the road opposite the school gate, A black Bentley with license plate numbering A.88888 seemed to have been parked on the side of the road for a long time. Under the light, the entire car body seemed to have just emerged from a Shura field, giving it a suffocating feeling. Xia Yadong trotted over. Without even saying hello, she opened the car door and got in. The car started slowly, making a sound like a wolf's roar, and gradually disappeared into the traffic. But no one noticed that there was a taxi following it quickly, and a mobile phone was sticking out of the window. Shiro's Grand Hotel. In the upper-class circles of City M, almost everyone does not know the name of the Zyros Hotel. After all, as the largest luxury hotel purchased in City M and Country C, the minimum spending at the Zyros Hotel must start at $1 million a day. Moreover, it does not mean that you can enter Zyros if you have money. If you don't have enough status, you won't be able to enter the gate of Zyros even if you take tens of millions. It can be said that if you want to prove that your status is high enough, then entering Zyros is a very fair and conspicuous way. The black Bentley slowly stopped at the door of Zyros. Immediately, a greeter wearing a dark red uniform came forward and opened the door with a smile. Xia Yadong got out of the car, hurriedly nodded her thanks to the young greeter, and then quickly walked into the hotel. On the top floor, at the entrance of the luxurious presidential suite, the light is warm. Xia Yadong has been standing here for almost 3 minutes. She is hesitating whether to knock on the door in front of her. Yadong, Dad is desperate. Please help Dad. Even for the sake of Dad raising you for 19 years, you can't just watch Dad die. The image of the normally cheerful man kneeling at her feet, persuading and begging her with tears in his eyes, appeared in her mind. That man was her father, who was in his 40s. In addition to giving her regular living expenses, he only had a blood relationship with her. And all this is just because the Xia Group is now facing an extremely serious bankruptcy crisis, and the Xia Group, with its bright appearance, has long become an empty shell. If there continues to be no capital injection, Xia will soon declare bankruptcy and be saddled with hundreds of millions of liabilities. As the chairman of the Xia Group, once the Xia Group goes bankrupt, Xia Jigang will spend the rest of his life in prison, and the entire Xia family will be completely eliminated from the upper class of M City. Therefore, Xia Jigang took the initiative to ask Mu Yijing, the head of the Mu family, to marry her to the third master of the Mu family in exchange for an injection of funds so that the Xia family could survive the current crisis. After all, it is almost impossible to marry Mu Yijing. The Mu family has a great business, and the person who is most likely to inherit the entire Mu family in the future would marry the daughter of a second-rate family that is about to go bankrupt. But Mu Yichen, the third master of the Mu family, is different. Rumor has it that Mu Yichen was completely disfigured due to an accident 4 years ago and has an extremely vicious temper. In fact, it may even be inhumane. Therefore, no one in the upper-class circles who has a daughter wants to marry their daughter to the third master of the Mu family. But others were unwilling, but Xia Jigang was very satisfied. Because only under such circumstances can the Xia family have a chance to get involved with the Mu family. After all, no matter how powerless Mu Yichen is in the Mu family, he still has the name of the Mu family and will definitely be able to easily overcome the current crisis. As for the legendary third master Mu Yichen, who is extremely ugly, cold, and inhumane, it was unknown why he agreed to this business marriage. But before getting engaged, Mu Yichen had one condition. He asked for inspection. The door was opened instantly, and in the darkness of the room, a pair of hands stretched out from the door. Before Xia Yadong had time to look in, she suddenly felt as if her wrists were being pressed by strong iron handcuffs, and then she stumbled into the room. With a pop sound, the door behind her was slammed shut. It was dark inside. Xia Yadong was pinned down on the sofa, and 2 men were pressing her shoulders, forcing her to be unable to move, even to the most basic struggle. In panic, she turned her head and looked around, and suddenly caught a glimpse of a man sitting on a dark velvet mat single sofa beside the lamp with a light yellow light. The man's figure does not look burly, but he looks exceptionally mature and steady. He was wearing a high-end custom-made black suit. His posture was somewhat casual, and he sat quietly on the sofa without saying a word. He wore a silver mask with dark wolf patterns on his face. The mask just covered the upper half of his face. Even so, it was not difficult to spot the ferocious dark brown scars on the exposed edges of the mask. The eyes under the mask are like an unsheathed sword, or like a sleeping cheetah opening its eyes, deep and sharp. Mask. She understood that the man in front of her was the third master of the Mu family. The rumors are all true. Before coming here, she had heard about the situation of the Mu family more than once. The third master in front of her was Mr. Mu's most precious son. Unfortunately, there was an accident 4 years ago. Although the third master of the Mu family survived by luck, his appearance was completely disfigured and his temper became weird and cruel. There are even many rumors that he also has physical defects. As her consciousness gradually calmed down, Xia Yadong looked over again, but she accidentally met the man's eyes. With a flash of sharpness, she suddenly felt the trembling in her heart. This man is dangerous. Tell me, are you sent here by Mu Yijing? What is the purpose of him sending you here? The man holding Xia Yadong's shoulders asked in a deep voice. What is Mu Yijing? What is the purpose? It was humiliating enough for her to be asked to come over to inspect the goods. Now she has to undergo this tortured interrogation like a prisoner. She obviously doesn't know anything. Why should she encounter this kind of thing? With pain in her shoulders, Xia Yadong felt the man tighten his grip. She seemed dissatisfied with her attitude and continued to ask forcefully, "What kind of benefits did he promise to your family? What are your plans? Tell me." "I don't know what you are talking about. Why do you treat me like this? What did I do wrong? It deserves you to treat me like this." Hearing Xia Yadong's answer, the man who was escorting her seemed very dissatisfied, so he continued to question, "You don't want the Xia family to be really bankrupt and in debt. As long as you tell everything you know, your Xia family may still be able to survive after night. Otherwise, not only the Xia family will go bankrupt, but you will also be ruined." "I really don't know what happened. My father asked me to come over tonight. He said there was a man named Mui Chen who wanted to inspect the goods." Xia Yadong was held down tightly, and a sense of shame welled up in her heart. She really didn't want to stay here for another second. If she stayed here any longer, she would be driven crazy. "You doubt me, right? Then let me go immediately. I won't marry Mui Chen's head office." "Enough!" The man sitting on the sofa finally spoke, with a hint of hoarseness in his voice, as if he was different from ordinary people. With an order, the two men who had been restraining Xia Yadong just now immediately let go of her and stood respectfully aside, as if they were transparent people. Xia Yadong looked at the man, took out a platinum crutch with a wolf head on the top from the sofa, supported her body and stood up, and then walked towards her step by step. The closer she got, the more she could feel the pressure and danger approaching her. For a moment, she was stunned, her body still maintaining its previous posture. Chapter 2 video leaked. "What? You don't want to get up?" Mui Chen asked in a cold voice. Only then did Xia Yadong react. She hurriedly sat up and straightened her skirt subconsciously. There were still some residual tears in her misty eyes. They looked hazy with tears, so pitiful. Mui Chen looked at her busy movements. His fingers couldn't stop trembling, and he thought of something silently, and when he looked at Xia Yadong, his eyes became less cold. "Tonight's inspection has ended. I think Miss Xia must have suffered some psychological trauma. You can make demands on me. I will accept any compensation." "It's over?" A look of surprise flashed across Xia Yadong's face. She thought that during the inspection, she would be inspected from head to toe, looked at by men, and even worse things would happen to her. But I didn't expect that the so-called inspection was to see if she was an undercover agent sent by another Mu family. Mui Chen snorted coldly. "Why? Is this inspection method not satisfactory to Miss Xia?" Xia Yadong stood up directly and realized that she was a whole head shorter than the other person. She had to raise her head to look at the other person. Can the compensation you just mentioned be anything? Mu Yi-chen's eyes flashed, and it seemed that the woman in front of him was not as simple as he saw. However, he nodded slightly. Of course, as long as it's within my ability. Xia Yadong's first reaction was to ask Mu Yi-chen to solve the current crisis for their Xia family. As long as he could do it, this meaningless marriage would end here. But before she could speak, the other party seemed to have seen through her little thoughts and said coldly, "Of course, it's not okay to pay off your family's debts. What I want to compensate is just you, not the entire Xia family." Compensate yourself? Yes, she just suffered such a humiliating interrogation. It would be strange for a man to receive no compensation. Since he wanted to make amends and settle the matter, she simply agreed. After all, pie in the sky doesn't happen every time. But what kind of compensation should we ask for? Originally, if possible, she naturally hoped to resolve the matter of her father's company. After all, to their family, hundreds of millions of dollars is a sky-high price. But to the Mu family, even the third master of the Mu family, who is now disfigured and has a drastically changed personality, is just a drop in the bucket. After what happened yesterday, she already understood that as her father, Xia Jigang could even sell his daughter. So even if she avoided the engagement this time, there was no guarantee that there would be no next time. Furthermore, business marriages are not uncommon in their circle. Either to stabilize the company or to strengthen cooperation, business marriage is almost the most common phenomenon. I've thought about it, otherwise, just give me a house, Xia Yadong said. After a pause, she felt that it didn't seem appropriate, so she continued to add, "It doesn't have to be too luxurious, as long as I can live in it. I can also work to pay the rent for you. Just don't let my father know where I am." Just a house. Mu Yi-chen's eyes moved slightly. He has seen too many girls who worship money, including brand-name jewelry, bags, clothes, and even limited edition luxury cars worth tens of millions. His eldest brother's previous girlfriends all begged for all kinds of luxury goods. And now, this woman who might become his nominal wife only wants a small house that is just big enough for her to live in, and she also wants to pay rent to him? It seems that he wants to investigate Xia Yadong again. It seems that the information collected before is not too accurate. At this time, Xia Yadong nodded with certainty. "Well, I just need a house. No one can know where I live except you and me. I don't want to be harassed or threatened by anyone anymore." "Okay, I promise you." Mu Yi-chen said, "Tomorrow morning, I will arrange for an assistant to deliver the key to you personally." "Don't want." Xia Yadong hurriedly refused. "You can just mail it to me. Don't let your people show up in school. I don't want my classmates to know." Mu Yi-chen's eyes darkened slightly. Is it a shame to have anything to do with him? This woman can really touch his wolf beard every minute. Before dawn the next day, Xia Yadong left the hotel, took a taxi, and rushed to school. Last night, because the access time had passed and she had nowhere to go, Mu Yi-chen was kind enough to leave the room for her to spend the night. Of course, she was the only one in the room, and the guy didn't seem to be interested in her at all. But she had nightmares all night long. In her sleep, she dreamed that she turned into a little rabbit. After being caught by a bad wolf, she thought she was going to become the wolf's lunch, but she was given to a cheetah by the bad wolf. The cheetah kept teasing her without making any extra moves. She kept waiting for the cheetah to eat her after it got tired of playing with her. However, the cheetah did not eat it until she died of old age. After waking up, she figured out one thing. In fact, as long as Mu Yi-chen has no interest in her, maybe everything will have a chance to change. Xia Yadong, you have to work hard. This school anniversary party is a good opportunity for you to express yourself. As long as you can shine at this school anniversary party and show your abilities, are you afraid that you will not have the chance to leave this ghost place in the future? In the dormitory, when Xia Yadong first entered the door, several girls looked at her at the same time. "What's wrong with you? You all look so strange." She looked at her roommates in confusion. Roommate A glanced at Xia Yadong with a puzzled expression and asked, Yadong, where did you go last night? I'm going home. Didn't I tell you something? There's something going on at home. Several people looked at each other, and their expressions became a little strange. Is this the Xia Yadong they knew? Su Mingxue stepped forward, took Xia Yadong's hand, and said, Yadong, if you have any difficulties, just tell us. How could you do that kind of thing? Xia Yadong was confused as to what happened. What kind of thing is that? Seeing Xia Yadong's expression, one of her roommates hurriedly pulled her to the computer. The URL she opened was the campus forum page, and a video started playing. In the video, it is clear that she got out of the luxury car and walked into the Shiro's hotel. The video was shot so clearly that even the license plate number of the black Bentley can be clearly seen. In the middle of the entire video, there is a blank screen played at 4 times speed. Anyone can guess what nasty things happened in the hotel during the time when the screen was blank. Therefore, even if there is no description in words, it still achieves the effect that the rumor makers want to achieve. Xia Yadong looked shocked when she saw the scene in the video. Her face instantly turned a little gray, and her whole body became stiff. The video was still playing, and barges popped up like crazy. Xia Yadong actually went to have a private meeting with a wild man. What a shame to Minglon. Xia Yadong is such a slut, but my boyfriend still calls you his goddess. You'd better get out of Minglon as soon as possible. Xia Yadong is simply a scum among girls, and she is also a school beauty. I think it is a joke. Minglon's biggest joke. If the people at Minglon's school anniversary party don't change this year, then I won't go. Xia Yadong, get out of Minglon. Xia Yadong looked a little gray as she looked at the barrage of curses and taunts on her screen. Things were obviously not like that. Xia Yadong stood stiffly, her mind filled with disbelief. Such curses and ridicules can almost destroy a girl, and she feels a little desperate. What should she do? How could it be? How could a video leak out? No, it's impossible. This is not true. I don't have a private meeting with a man. I don't. Xia Yadong murmured, feeling a little lost. The barges of all kinds of abuse were unbearable, and Xia Yadong felt that the whole world was dark. Although nothing happened, why did she suddenly become a street rat that everyone yelled at? She thought she had never done anything harmful, so why did she become the target of public criticism? No, she has to explain this. Whoever harmed her behind her back again, she must make that person pay the price. I haven't done anything like this. I haven't. Who is harming me behind my back? I must investigate and find out. I can't be slandered for no reason. Xia Yadong shouted emotionally. She was unwilling to give in. She had suffered too much humiliation and grievance in the past 2 days, and she had endured enough. If she is still burdened with such an unwarranted crime, her life will really be ruined. She also wants to shine at this school anniversary party so that she can achieve greater development in her career in the future. She cannot be defeated by such negative and false news. At this time, Su Mingxue heard that Xia Yadong wanted to investigate the matter. Her eyes flickered, and she stepped forward to comfort Xia Yadong. Yadong, I believe you. However, this is a video uploaded anonymously, and the school uses a public encrypted ID, so there is no way to check it. Moreover, no one will care about this kind of post in a few days. I think we should wait a few days before looking at it. Don't arouse the excessive methods of the rumor makers, so as not to encounter more terrible revenge. No, I must investigate. I really didn't do those things. I can't just take the blame for nothing. Although Su Mingxue persuaded her not to investigate this matter, she still felt that if she really did not investigate such a matter, it would really be equivalent to acquiescing to such a crime. At this moment, Xia Yadong's cell phone rang. She picked up the phone and saw that it was a call from Teacher Li. Yadong, you are really forget it. You'd better go to the school director's office to find Director He. Director He wants to talk to you. With a bang, the phone was hung up. Xia Yadong took the phone with the black screen and started to stare. On the side, Su Mingxue asked, Yadong, what happened? Why don't you look so good? Teacher Lee called and said that school director, he was looking for me. Xia Yadong's eyes were a little uneasy. Su Mingxue looked a little shocked when she heard Xia Yadong's words. Ah, director, did he also see the video? Probably. I have to go there right away. Xia Yadong said and started to pack up. Su Mingxue hurriedly said, Yadong, let me go with you. If there is any situation, I can help you explain it. Thank you, Mingxue. You are so kind. Xia Yadong looked at Su Mingxue with gratitude. Chapter 3 School Directors Talk. Chancellor's Office. There are neat rows of books on the bookshelf. Next to the bookshelf is a neat and rigorous mahogany desk with a document and a pen spread out on it. A middle-aged man with a beer belly and sparse hair sat at the desk, his face ashen. Xia Yadong, you have always been the pride of our school. But look, how could you be so confused this time? You were exposed to such a scandal. School director, he said sadly. Although the university does not object to you talking about your boyfriend and girlfriend, it is quite serious if you are photographed and uploaded to the campus forum. After your incident came out, everyone asked for the host to be changed. Director Yadong must have done it unintentionally. She didn't want something like this to happen. Who would have thought that someone would just film the scene and upload it to the internet? He must want to discredit Yadong. Su Mingxue took a step forward and explained righteously. Smear? This kind of scene has already been exposed. What more need to be smeared? School director, he glanced at Xia Yadong and Su Mingxue and said, The host of this school anniversary party represents our Minglan University. Xia Yadong will definitely not be able to go on stage like this. I think. Principal, he turned to look at Su Mingxue, who was standing aside. Su Mingxue was neatly dressed, simple and elegant, with a slender figure. Her face looked somewhat similar to that of the popular actress Oh Shui. In comparison, she was not much different from Xia Yadong. The key is that this girl is quite generous and can actually stand up for Xia Yadong at this time. Then, without thinking, he said directly, Mingxue, you come to this party. Director Himi, how can this be possible? Su Mingxue looked surprised, as if she couldn't believe it. On the side, Xia Yadong's eyes were downcast. She knew that she could no longer defend herself. Even if she was framed, the influence of the rumors would only spread and would not end. The school does not need a student with negative scandals to be a representative on stage. This is an iron rule. At this moment, when Xia Yadong lowered her head and was distracted, she didn't know what Su Mingxue and Principal, he said. Su Mingxue said very stubbornly, Director I can accept the matter of hosting the school anniversary party, but I have only one request. Yadong is innocent, and you must not give her a demerit for this matter. Director He's face darkened. If something like this happened in the college, if there was no punishment for the students, the public would be furious. But if Su Mingxue didn't accept the hosting, at this critical moment, he would have to choose a suitable candidate somewhere else. At this moment, the phone on his desk suddenly rang. Hey, yes, I am He Xingping. You are, oh, really? After director, he heard the voice on the phone again. His face turned from livid at the beginning to a little rosy, and he said in a somewhat excited tone, Okay, don't worry. If he wants to come and attend our school anniversary party in friendship, our Minglan will definitely open the door to welcome him. After hanging up the phone, director, he smiled happily, with an extremely excited smile on his face. He looked at Su Mingxue with a smile. Mingxue, you are in luck this time. There is a temporary program added to the school anniversary party. Ji Chini will present a song for alumni. Ji Chini? Su Mingxue and Xia Yadong were extremely surprised. Ji Chini is the youngest actor and TV star in Country C. When he first entered the entertainment industry, he won the title of Golden Microphone Best Actor after making his first movie. Then he filmed a TV series and also won the title of Golden Peach and Bamboo Movie King. In total, he won the title of 4-time Best Actor and 6-time TV King. However, he only made so many works. Later, He changed his identity and became a singer, and his fans went from 80 million at the beginning to over 100 million. Moreover, he has a face that is more handsome than women, but does not look feminine at all. There are even rumors that he is the son of General Ji, the commander-in-chief of Country C's military region. Ji Chini is coming to Minglan. There was only one thought left in Sue's mind. If she seizes the opportunity of this school anniversary party and can interact with Ji Chini, even if she just takes a photo with him, she will become the envy of everyone. It seems that God is helping her. Director, he was also excited. He was about to pick up his cell phone and make a call. Then he looked at his two students, suppressed his emotions, and waved his hands. Okay, you can go back. Xia Yadong will turn over and hand me a 3,000-word examination. On the way back to the dormitory, Su Mingxue was still talking to herself about Ji Chini's recent hot topics. On the side, Xia Yadong lowered her head with a heavy heart. At this time, they were passing through the corridor of the teaching building. It was just after the second period of class. There were many students walking on the road, and suddenly a few eyes turned around. Look, that woman is the school beauty of Minglan. She is having a secret affair with a wild man. I heard that the man was old and ugly, and he was very quick in that regard. I think she went to the hotel with that man just because of the money. Her family is quite rich, so why would she have sex with that man for money? I don't think she is that kind of person. I'm telling you, you don't know. My dad is the department head of her company, and I heard from people above that the company will go bankrupt soon. Ah, then isn't she quite pitiful? Because she had to pay off her father's debt. She was forced to commit herself to an old man. Sure. Stop talking. Be careful if she hears you. In fact, Xia Yadong had already heard those words, including abuse, ridicule. Anyway, everyone seemed to have witnessed her having sex with other men, and the descriptions were extremely vivid. If the protagonist of the story was not her, she would probably have to believe that this incident actually happened. Although to a certain extent, these people more or less told part of the truth, but more of it was their imagination and imagination. This is actually just an unfounded accusation, but what can she do? Go up to those people and tell them that things are not what they say they are. So what does that look like? School director, he was unwilling to give her a chance to explain, and directly announced that she had lost her status as the host of the school anniversary party. No one cares what the truth is. People will only see what they want to see. What's more, she couldn't explain it at all. Under a lot of curses, Xia Yadong and Su Mingxue finally returned to the dormitory. Yadong, are you okay? I heard what those people said on the road just now, but because we are all classmates from the same school, I can't go up and accuse. Su Mingxue laughed secretly in her heart. She would not really speak up for Xia Yadong, because she was the one who made Xia Yadong take the blame. She had kept this matter secretly in mind, so she finally followed up and secretly photographed Xia Yadong entering the hotel in a luxury car. As for what happened after entering the hotel, how could she care? Anyway, that's nothing important. In fact, the reason why she accompanied Xia Yadong to the school director's office was because she wanted to take the opportunity to let the school director see that she was suitable for the school anniversary party, so that she could be appointed as the host on the spot. But she didn't expect that after succeeding, she would also receive an unexpected surprise. Now Xia Yadong was like an ugly duckling in front of her. How could she be compared to her, a white swan? Xia Yadong raised a weak smile and said, "How could I blame you? You also pleaded for me in front of school director, he. Otherwise, I might still get a demerit." Well, it's great if you think so. Don't worry, this matter will definitely pass soon. If there is such an opportunity in the future, it will be you who shines on the stage, Su Mingxue said with a smile. A trace of sadness flashed in Xia Yadong's eyes. Next time? Will there be such an opportunity again? Her life has simply hit rock bottom, and nothing can be worse than the worst. At this time, Su Mingxue's eyes flashed, and then she spoke with some embarrassment. Yadong, there is something I want you to help me with. Can you do it? Of course, you just helped me. Now just ask if you need anything. Xia Yadong nodded lightly. Yadong, you used to host the school anniversary party. This is my first time hosting the school anniversary party. I want you to accompany me to the school anniversary party. Su Mingxue looked at Xia Yadong and said slowly, although I know this is unfair to you, we are best friends, and you don't want me to make a fool of myself at the school anniversary party. How about you come here to give me guidance and teach me how to host the school anniversary party? Su Mingxue blinked and looked at Xia Yadong pitifully. Xia Yadong's original intention to refuse was defeated when she met Su Mingxue's eyes. Okay, I promise you. You're the best. Su Mingxue immediately gave Xia Yadong a hug, with a conspiratorial smile on her face facing away from Xia Yadong, and a coldness flashed in her eyes. Shungi Group, President's office on the 39th floor. European-style retro curtains blocked all the outside world. The tassel crystal lamp hanging high on the ceiling formed an extremely obvious contrast with a simple black bookshelf behind the office chair. And in the entire office, except for the overly ornate crystal lamp, all furniture decorations were in a dark minimalist style, highlighting Mu Yichen's coldness. Under the warm sunlight, the face of a beautiful young man with a wicked smile was reflected on the marble floor. It was a handsome and fair face like Narcissus, the beautiful young man in ancient Greek mythology. The golden hair made the young man look even more exotic. I saw the young man teasing the handsome man sitting on the 3-meter-long black imported leather sofa. Mu Yichen, I helped you handle this. Tell me, how can you thank this superstar? Thank you, Jichini. My aunt asked me if I had any news about you some time ago. You said that if I told her that you were here. Mu Yichen put down the teacup and turned the ring on his ring finger calmly.